In this video, we're going to talk about how the list control in the new UX builder can be paginated. So you can see here we're displaying a list that is displaying customer information from the Northwind database, and by default the list displays all the records in the table, subject to whatever query you've specified. So you can see here we're actually displaying all approximately 100 rows of data in the table, and because the list is very efficient, it actually displays the data very quickly. However, this might be a much larger list, and in which case you would not want to display all the data. You'd want to paginate it. So let's go back to the builder now and switch to list properties, and you can see here that currently we've set the record limit to -1, which means fetch all of the data. But now we're going to go down over here and we're going to specify that we'd like to paginate the data, and we have different pagination methods. So we have a fetch more method and navigation button. So let's start out by demonstrating fetch more, and we'll set our page size to just 10 rows of data, and we'd like the text on the fetch more button to actually say more records. So we'll go ahead now and over to working preview, and you can see now that we've only fetched 10 records of data. So now when we press the more records button, we're going to do an AJAX callback and go and get the next 10 rows of data. So there's still more data to fetch, so we'll press the button now, and now we go and get the next 10 rows, and then we can carry on pressing the fetch more button, and eventually we're going to run out of records to fetch, and the fetch more button will disappear. So let's just press it a couple more times here, and I think we might have one more press after this, and now you can see that the fetch more button has disappeared because there are no more records. We've now fetched all of the data from the server. But fetch more is only one of the methods that you have to paginate, so we can go back now and let's change it from fetch more to navigation buttons. So now we're going to choose navigation buttons, and again we'll keep our page size at 10. But now that we are using navigation buttons, we actually have to go and put navigation buttons on the component. So if we go there to defined components, we can see here that in the list of defined controls we have the list navigation buttons are a predefined set of controls. So I'm going to choose them, and now because the UX component can contain multiple lists, you have to specify which list you want to be talking to with these navigation buttons. So I'm going to go there and just choose list number 1, and that's going to place my buttons over there, but I'd like the buttons to be above the list, so let's just move the list all the way to the bottom. So if I go and look at the actual code that was written for me for the button, I can see that the onClick event is going to execute the list navigate method on list number 1, moving to the first record. So now let's go ahead now to working preview, and we can see now that we've got navigation buttons on this list, very much like we would have in a grid component. So we could be navigating a very large list right now, and it would be extremely efficient. So two of the methods for navigating the list are shown here, the fetch more method and the navigation buttons. Thanks very much for watching.